Happy Vlogmas Day 3, everybody! I hope everyone's having a really good beginning to your Decembers. I certainly am. I love this month so much. I'm like a small child. I figured today I would just show you kind of how I decorate my tree. I have put it up, I've put some decorations on it, but I like to finish it and a little bit over time. And I also have some things that I do when it comes to the tree that I figured I would just show you guys and tell you about. Because also just decorating the whole house in general, actually, just some tips and tricks on cost savings and things you can do, especially if it's not your home that you own, if it's just somewhere you rent and you want to still make it a little bit festive, but you don't want to spend a ton of money, because I know a lot of people feel that way and I totally get that. So I figured I would just show you what I do, and yeah. So here she is. This is the old Christmas tree. Zoom you out. It is a real tree, and totally get that everyone has their own opinions of this. I grew up with real trees, and I think it's always you're very partial to what you grew up with. And I just love the smell of a real tree. It's really annoying. Can you see this? A lot of the lights are burnt out, but on the same strand, some of them work. And I was just too lazy to solve it. So kind of cut a corner there, but that's all right. So I think, if you're watching this, you might have seen, but in Vlogmas Day 1, Zach is my boyfriend, and we live together, and we went to IKEA to get our tree. And we always get our tree from IKEA. The last 3-4 years I think we've done it. It's such a weird place to get your tree, I will be the first to admit, but here's the reason we do. They're real trees, and they come from local farms, which pretty much, if you live somewhere like Toronto or anywhere in Canada or a lot of parts of the US, they all come from local farms. They're in pretty good condition. They're not obviously the best because it's IKEA and they're not going to put a ton of money into storing them amazingly, but it's outdoors. The trees are all really fresh. They're all really similar in size, which is kind of frustrating because this year especially we wanted to get a smaller tree, and they're all a 7-foot mark kind of thing, but that's okay. So, and the best part of it is the IKEA trees, at least in Toronto, they only sell them at the Etobicoke IKEA if you're from Toronto, but they're $25, and it's a coupon that they give you. So you go into the IKEA store, you buy it, you come out, you get your tree, and then you get this coupon. And basically before, I don't know, February 1st or something, if you spend a certain amount of money, you get $25 off of your purchase. So it's totally a money grab. It's just typical marketing 101. But in general, $25 for a tree is a really good price regardless. So we like to go there and do that. Okay, I didn't want to hold my camera the entire time, so I've propped you up. So yes, we get our tree from IKEA. We get real ones. I've been very tempted to look into fake ones. My mother would absolutely kill me to do that, but I also really get intrigued by the hassle-free element of it. But I do really love the real trees. I love the smell of them. I love the hassle of getting them in and out. It's just part of Christmas to me, but what can you do? So I think I totally see the benefits and the cons of both sides. The next thing is decoration. So I have rented, I've never owned my own property. Toronto's really expensive. Because of that, I have never really invested a ton of money into Christmas decorations. So over the years, I've done things that have really helped me. So what I have done is, for example, I go to the dollar store, and they'll have festive examples of everything, and I'm sure they have tree skirts. But when I've gone, I haven't seen them. So what I've done instead is I've gotten festive tea towels, and I just buy a couple of these and I wrap them around the bottom. Now, right now I really just want burlap. I actually love the look that a lot of people are doing where they put their trees in a crate or an old barrel. However, because it's a real tree, I have to get in to be able to water it. So that would have been a little bit challenging. But these are great. So you can get tea towels in whatever color or pattern you want, and at the dollar store they will have things like this that are a little bit more festive. Get a couple of those, you can wrap it around, and it honestly looks pretty great. The dollar store in general is amazing for decorations. So for example, all of my balls here, all of my Christmas bulbs, actually I was watching Lydia's Vlogmas the other day, and I think in the UK they call them baubles, which I think is I think that's what she was saying. So cute if that's what it is. I think we just called them Christmas balls, and like, that's a little weird. But the dollar store had packages of Christmas decorations and ornaments, and they were so cheap, and they're obviously not amazing quality, but what I like to do is buy a bunch of these types of ornaments. So I've got ones that are like sparkly and ones that are like fogged looking, a whole bunch of different ones, little pine cones, lots of sparkles. And I just bought a bunch, and they come in like literally a gigantic tub, so you get like a ton of variety of them. You can also get this kind of thing from like Walmart if you're in Canada. Canadian Tire's a place that I love to go for Christmas decorations. Target if you're in the US, like any home renovation store will have them. And it's just a good place. Those places are good to go and buy in bulk of like regular ornaments that are basically filler ornaments, because it can get really expensive. So what I like to do is buy in bulk quite a few. Like if it's your first year, just buy one of the gigantic like packages that has a bit of a mixture in a color scheme that you like, or if you don't care about a color scheme, just like whatever you're drawn to. And then I like to go and get some more meaningful decorations. That being said, I think that the most meaningful decorations build up over time. I don't know if you guys agree, but they really do. They build up over time. You get them as gifts. They have sentimental value. I also really, like, I popped into CB2 the other day, and they had the most incredible ornaments. So anywhere like that, they always have really like nice things. And yeah, you're gonna pay like more money. Like I think the one ornament I really wanted the other day from CB2 was like $16, which is not crazy, but for one single ornament, like that's a lot of money. So I like to buy little things here and there because I really do love trees that have a lot of character and that are very unique. 2 years ago, I found these glass ornaments. I think they're from the Drake General Store if you're in Toronto. And obviously hamburger, and I have a pizza slice as well on the tree. And I just thought that they were so cute. They're glass, so they're like really nice quality, but they're so cool. They're such amazing, different, unique things that you can find when it comes to ornaments. I love things like that where they have a lot of like meaning and it's unique little things throughout the tree, so it's not like just perfectly symmetrical with the exact same bulbs everywhere. Like you actually can have some character to it. I don't know where I want to put this now. So for Christmas tree stands, honestly, I do not splurge on that right now. This one is from Canadian Tire. I think it cost me $10. So it's plastic, it's nothing special, but I would really recommend not splurging on a stand if you're trying to build up your collection of Christmas stuff. Yeah, little hamburger. Let's find the pizza. There she is. Oh yeah. So yeah, I have those two. I have this dove that somebody gave me at some point, which is like crystal dove, which adds a lot of sparkle onto the tree. I honestly think that's like two of the, I have a couple more. I have a Starbucks Bodum that my sister got me last year, I think. And then this little wooden star. It was a present as well. So those are, I think, the most of the kind of special ones we have. Okay, so I know a lot of people like to have color schemes, and the last couple years I haven't done. I don't think I've ever done a color scheme until this year. And what I actually got inspired by, and I've always wanted a slight color scheme with like unique ornaments woven through. And my collection of dollar store ornaments had gotten so large that I didn't need that many like cheap ornaments. My tree was covered last year, like you couldn't even see the tree at that point. So this year I decided I would do a little bit sparser, a little less, but I decided to go with a specific color scheme. So the other day I went to Canadian Tire, which for those of you who aren't in Canada, it's basically Rona or Home Depot or Bunnings, like anywhere like that. It's like a hardware store, but on a gigantic scale. And they have a great Christmas selection, which I think I mentioned. Definitely worth checking out if you're looking for things, especially if you need like a tree stand. Those places are great to go to. But in their Christmas section, and you will find a lot of hideous stuff in there, but just like keep looking, persevere. I found beautiful ribbons and I got really, really inspired, and I decided I would buy a bunch of this ribbon because I thought it was so beautiful. And then I decided I would go with the color scheme from that. So here is the ribbon, and it's this beautiful kind of, it's like a foiled burlap ribbon with like this amazing copper colored foiling on it. And I found it so beautiful, such a mixture of like sparkle, but like rustic with the burlap looking material underneath. So I bought a bunch of it and I wove it through the tree. And then I'm adding filler because I didn't think it was enough. And my ornaments, basically, I decided to weave out all the reds and the greens. So what I was left with was silvers and golds and then bronzy colors for the most part. There are some other things woven in, like this one's a little rose gold, but it all kind of, and then there's a little touch of red on a couple other ornaments. But for the most part, I stuck with the like champagne, gold, silvers, and bronzes. So yeah, I just like loved the color scheme this year and thought that it would be cute to do that. So, that is what I did. And I'll show you the couple other things I did in the house because those are kind of cool and I'm really into it. So I highly recommend finding these lights. I got these off Amazon and honestly it was so cheap and they came with so many, and I wrapped them around my front window. It's just above my couch. Oh, my couch is just really disheveled. So I thought it was such a nice touch, and you can turn it on when you come home and it's battery powered. So I actually just, oh yeah, and then I put outdoor lights in here because I couldn't find an outlet outside, but it's just powered with this. This is like the foiling lights. It just has little battery power, so I put the battery pack and hid it in there. And then the tree is here. Anyways, I thought it would be so cool to get that candle because it's from Indigo, and for those of you who don't already know, Indigo has the best Christmas stuff. Like I really love, especially their Christmas candles. They're very they're quite affordable, which is nice as opposed to like Anthropologie or somewhere like that that has beautiful candles but are definitely a higher price point. Indigo's great, and they had a Black Friday sale. So I picked that candle up and it's a 5 wick, and I was like, this will be such a good idea. Thinking it would be great. And it's like what scent is that? Like, look at the size of this thing. It's gigantic. Snowy pine and balsam fir. It's honestly so beautiful to smell. Like it's such a great one. And around Christmas time, I love the Christmas tree smelling candles. But this is a lot of candle. No one needs this much candle. There was a good sale on. I thought I'll do it. And then I lit it. 5 wicks. It's basically a small fireplace at this point. It lets off a lot of fire, and it's honestly too much, and my apartment's quite small, so a candle of this size just looks like quite ridiculous. So kind of regretting it. Wish I got the 3 wicker, but what can you do? It's here now. All right, and this mantle back here, I put some more of these little, I don't even know what to call them. I keep calling them like foil lights, but they're basically just like lights on a little wire. And they're also battery packed, but this one's actually from the dollar store. And so like, it was like $4, honestly, such a good find. And it looks so beautiful, just like wrapped around with some plants. So we have it up here, and I love that little addition. Look at this. Look what this cat has done. I mean, I hate this chair, so I think she's just like working with me to try and get it out of here, but quite something. Okay guys, so there you have it. That is my tips and tricks for Christmas decorating. So yeah, definitely the dollar store has some really good finds for like tiny lights to sprinkle them around plants. Always looks good. Getting a real tree or a fake tree, and then if you're trying to build up your Christmas ornament decorations, just honestly get some filler bulbs, get a couple nice ones if you have it in your budget, or ask for them as gifts, or just wait and you'll accumulate them over time. You can even make ornaments. It's super fun. I wanted to do this year, so maybe I'll do that one day with you guys and show you what I do. For tree skirts, definitely don't need to splurge. You can get a really cute look by just going and getting some tea towels or some blankets, or honestly anything you find that's nice material, throw it down there and it's done. I hope you guys liked this Vlogmas, and I will see you in the next one.